Before we begin, I just want to say that I am not a reviewer, I am not a critic. The purpose of this series isn't to tell you whether or not you should play, watch, or read the subject matter. I just have an ego inflated enough to think that my opinions are either humorous or insightful enough to warrant putting them out there for the masses. With that in mind, let's transition to the video proper with a meme. Is this still funny? Oh, it never was. Fair enough. Moving on. There are a lot of things I like about Hearthstone. The goofiness, the fact that I don't need friends to play it, the methadone-like effect it has for my World of Warcraft withdrawals. But there's one thing I absolutely hate about the game. Losing. A lot. Specifically, I hate losing games where I don't feel like I had any control over the outcome. I know I'm beating a dead horse by bitching about it, but for a loon's sake, even the fucking skill ceiling is RNG. Any other card game has at least some market for buying individual cards, which means I could make a winning deck with nothing but game knowledge and one less kidney than I really need. Blizzard doesn't even give you that option, which, considering their relationship in selling virtual lottery tickets, isn't all that surprising. Don't at me about that crafting shit. You'd have to disenchant every decent card you own to get even a shit legendary. And if I happen to pull one I can't use from a pack, all I can get for it is enough dust for an epic. One epic! Not even a full playset! Instead, I have to open packs and pray that I get anything decent in order to make even a mediocre deck. Even then, I'll still probably lose to someone who threw their life savings at Blizzard's slot machine to get all the components for whatever top-tier ladder deck they saw Dog or Disguised Toast use. I can't even climb past rank 20 because of this shit, and that's only because you physically can't go any lower than that. Actually, what's the point of having ranks 25 to 21 anyway? You can't lose stars. By sheer probability, you're bound to win enough games to get to rank 20 by the end of the season if you play enough. It'd be like if League didn't take away LP when you lose until you hit Silver. Also, you can fuck off if you think a month is long enough for a season. And you can double fuck off if you think it's fair to demote everyone 4 ranks every season, even after increasing the number of stars it takes to promote. I mean, I get wanting to make hitting Legend feel special, but do you really have to push the no-skill net deckers back down to my level every month? Come on! To be honest, my Hearthstone rank doesn't really matter to me. I barely have enough mental fortitude for one try-hard game. Any more and my brain would dissolve into the kind of mushy paste that laughs at iFunny memes and votes libertarian. The only reason I play ranked is because I always get bots when I play normals, which are even more annoying. Every bot deck is exactly the same. Constantly trade in with smaller minions until you have enough mana for either Bloodfist Ogre or Stormwind Champion. How do you build board presence against someone who Zap Brannigan's their own minions just to clear yours? So, I play ranked, and I lose over and over again to the same 3 or 4 decks. Or I lose because they have one card that's so stupendously broken that you could literally play it in any deck, and as long as you last until turn 9, you win the fucking game. Eventually, I got so frustrated with losing that I decided to craft a couple of those Blizzard-designed deck recipes to see if I could play any better. And yeah, my win rates with those decks are certainly higher than the others, but they're just so boring. It's like I'm just letting the deck play for me. There's no soul in it. So I can't win with the decks I come up with, but I don't like winning with the decks someone else made, and getting cards for a compromise costs too much, and... Maybe it's time to admit I'm just bad at video games. I could go on and on about how the decks I lose to aren't fair and the cards I have aren't good enough, but at the end of the day, maybe it's just me. Maybe my lack of game knowledge is what keeps me from winning, not my cards. Maybe my need to be good at the game at all is due to some validation I think I'll receive when I prove to myself that I'm a good player. Maybe I should stop trying to find self-worth in a video game and start facing the doubts and insecurities within me that led to this point. Maybe, just maybe, the best way to learn to like the game is to learn to like myself. Nah, the game's rigged. I'm awesome.